So yes, so now I'm talking to Dirk Huelstrunk, and he's an artist and performer, and he's a writer. He also works as a translator, but I think well, most of his own work is dedicated to sound and sample poetry, which is it is your special form of poetry, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Well, the idea is to have a sampling process, like you have a just one words or like small sentences, and you can repeat all the time, and to use the repetition very much and to have exact repetition.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea.
But you started out somehow from concrete poetry, because now we are using electronical means to enhance your performances. But for years and years you have been performing with your voice only, haven't you?
Yeah, of course. I started out with the voice. It takes some time to get the technical stuff together. The Dada poets were inspiring, futurist poets were inspiring, and concrete poets, and Vienna group of Rühm and Artmann. They did things that interested me, and also there were poets that used like Tonbänder, tape recorder for the performances, like Henri Chopin in France. Mm-hmm. And well, all this inspired me, and then I listened to a lot of music, and so I came across a sampling device. I thought, why shouldn't I use it for my poetry? Because I was also looking for a group to perform my poetry, because I was doing poems for several speakers, but I couldn't find a group. So I had to find something to duplicate me, to duplicate my voice, and so I was using a sampler for that. And most of sampling artists, they sample anything, but not really themselves.
You're the only one who...
Well, maybe not the only one, but I only sample my own voice.
Only?
Yes.
No other voices?
No. I don't use any other voices. It's just my own voice. Uh-huh. And if possible, I try to do it live. Mm-hmm. So do live sampling. Right now I have a loop pedal. It's very easy. You just say a word and then you can loop it immediately. So that's the ideal live form.
Have you got a special method of composing your pieces?
Well, I think the method is very simple. It's just playing around. Basically it's playing around. And then something develops out of this playing around. Some structure develops somehow, I don't know. And if I see that there's a structure developing, I try to use the structure as a basis. And usually the pieces have a basic structure, which is written down, but to perform it live, there's always a lot of improvisation too. Mm.
And I mean, I know your work now for really long years, but what strikes me is also that, of course, you are a German poet, so you have a special relationship towards German language, and in your poems you use German words, so you have a special choice of German words, haven't you? Because we are going to perform maybe 1, 2, 3 short pieces, but just for the audience, to let them know the words you're using, like Blitzkrieg, Gemütlichkeit, or Hass, dumm, or Arbeit. Are these special German words, or how do you come across the words you choose for your poems actually?
I think they come across me.
Yeah.
It's hard to say how I come across these words. Of course, there's words that strike me. Like we have right here in Rödelheim, there is a house, and on this house it says Einspritzsysteme. Beautiful word. Einspritzsysteme. It's a poem, isn't it? And there is another house. It's actually a car dealer, and it says Dialogannahme. I have no idea what it means with cars. Dialogannahme. But it sounds great for me, yes.
So it means reception for dialogues.
Yeah,
wouldn't it mean?
Yeah. And that's how I come across my words, really. And also I'm very interested in simple words, like the word und, and. It's because I think these simple words, they are the basis for the language, really. It's not the complicated words, but all these connecting words, you can't have language without them, really.
True, yeah, so these are the connecting words, but then there are also, I think food seems to be quite important to you. Also,
food is important to anybody.
Yeah, but I remember that wasn't there something...
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's
Hunger
especially...
or, I don't know, Essen or breakfast. Or
no, I think that the words I use try
the
to...
fridge is reappearing in your poems, isn't it? The fridge?
Well, yes, the fridge is well, especially the empty fridge. And also, well, it made me, there's a kind of symbolism I don't even know about. But what you meant maybe with the words is that some of the words I use... well, I think they're quite essential words for essential for life. Really, the simple words for life, like arbeite, schlafen, essen, all these simple things really. And I think the poems themselves are really simple too. And so, if anybody says I don't understand them, I don't know. They're meant very simple. They're not complicated. It's very minimalistic language. And also like, just to see what you can do with maybe one word, because one word is not just one word. It has a whole field of meaning around it. It has a kind of an aura around it, and that's why I'm so fascinated with single words.
Maybe you can just give us an example of one of these or two more simple words in a small performance, and then I can eventually ask you some adjoining questions, but now I think it's good to save up your voice for your performance, so I will hand you over.
Okay. So maybe first thing I try to do is a poem. It's called Ni, and I will do this because it's the first real sample poem I made, and I made it without sampler.
It means never.
Never, right. That's the word. It's one word. Well, actually, there's two words in the poem. It's nie, which means never, and bitte, which means please. So these two words are in the poem. And yes, it's the first sample poem I did, so I will just try to do it here. Ai 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 oi